This weekend, you should be dancing because the Ultimate Bee Gees Tribute Band is bringing the party with their Stayin Alive concert. This morning, we're getting a preview of the upcoming show. We're joined now by singer and band member, that is Todd Sharman. Todd, thank you so much for waking up with us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Well, my pleasure.
So first and foremost, I want to know, with ultimate tribute bands, people who love groups so much, how did you get started with this?
I guess it was back in 2001. We were all in different bands. We just trying to find looking for something else to do, and we were all big fans of the Bee Gees. And at that point, I don't think anyone else was doing it. And we thought this would be a great genre and a great songs to sing. And because their songs are so great and they stand the test of time, we thought it would be an awesome project to get into.
This is not your first tribute band, though, correct?
Correct. I actually did and still do once in a while do a Tom Petty show, and before that, I was doing in Toronto. In Canada, there's a band called the Tragically Hip, and I was doing a tribute to those guys as well. So I like all kinds of music. So whatever can keep me busy, I'll do it.
What is it, though, particularly about the Bee Gees that where does that passion and that drive come from?
For the Bee Gees, I mean, it's such a niche, and they're so original, and like there's nothing. You hear the Bee Gees, and it just doesn't take long to figure out who you're listening to. It's like one of those bands that they've got a distinct sound, and like I said, their songs are so great, and they actually span generations. They have to stand the test of time, where a lot of other music, while might have been great in the 80s or in the 90s, and nowadays you listen to it and still okay, but not like what the Bee Gees did.
Now, of the Brothers Gibb, you portray Robin in the Ultimate Tribute Band. How do you breathe life into a person who, exists for so many people already?
Well, I just do my best to not so much portray him, but actually just pay tribute to the work that he did, and just do our best to do our best version of a song that Robin would have sang, or Barry would have sang, or Morris for that matter. And and we just try to have fun out there, and try to give the people a sense of they're watching a Bee Gees show, where in fact it's a tribute. So we do our best to do a true to the record kind of renditions of the song. I mean, there's always going to be our little flavor to it. It's not going to be exactly, because there's only one Bee Gees, and we're not trying to be them. We can't be them, but we can put our best foot forward and do our best to salute what they did in the past.
Now, I did watch a couple of clips, and for audience members, you don't really, you do use a little bit of imagination, but you don't have to use all that much to really fall into it and really get into the groove, right? Yeah,
well, I mean, they've got a lot of great songs. So, I mean, once we start into it, and we start, back it's in the earlier stuff, pre-disco, and we go through that, and we do a little tribute to Andy. And, and once we hit our stride and start doing all the disco stuff, the audience basically, they're captured, and they can't help but get up on their feet and dance.
So you're coming to the Kodak Center, not probably the largest venue you've ever performed at, and I'm sure you've performed at many smaller venues. Does the connection with the audience change at all based on the size of where you're performing, or does the music really carry a lot of it?
I think the music carries a lot of it, really, and the energy of the crowd. Sure, it changes a little bit in a smaller venue because it's tighter, but Sin can be said for a big audience. We've had larger venues where it's just electric, and when you get thousands of people reacting to a song at the same time, it is something else to behold. And that being said, that smaller audiences are just as much fun, and like you say, it's more intimate, and I can actually see people reacting to songs. I've seen people crying during while we're doing How Do You Mend a Broken Heart, and that, for some reason, that song really pulls on some memories and strings, and it's just a testament to the songs, really.
You mentioned a little bit about it there. You touched on it, but I want to know if we can dive a little bit deeper into that that magic electricity that builds as you guys play and perform, and that the audience gets from you, and you feed off of the audience. What is that like? It's got to be nearly tangible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hard to put into words, actually, but yeah, it's like nothing else I've ever experienced. And sometimes you leave the stage on such a high, and then it's gone, and you're back in your hotel room by yourself. It's kind of it's a weird sensation. It's great. I wouldn't change it for anything, really.
What, for somebody sitting at home who says, okay, listen, I'm a huge Bee Gees fan, I'm considering going, or maybe they've just heard a couple of songs and would like to get out of the house for a little bit, what can they expect at this show?
Well, we'll be, like, as I said, we don't do chronologically their show, their songs, but we go through the catalog and kind of touch on a lot of great songs, and there's going to be a lot of energy and dancing. We've got video production with the show, which is really fantastic and adds another element. And whoever wants to come out, when they do come out, they're going to walk out of that place dancing and saying, this was well worth it, and a really great show.
Stayin' Alive, one night with the Bee Gees, January 20th at the Kodak Center. Todd Sharman, thank you so much for your time this morning. I really appreciate it. Best of luck. I know a lot of people are really looking forward to this show.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. You take care. And we will be right back.